Hello everyone, welcome back to 48 Now. I'm your digital host, Tatiana White, and I am joined today by industry professional, accomplished New York runway model, and founder of Inspired by Cece, Cecilia McLaughlin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Yes.
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And so today we're talking about an exciting opportunity for kids right here in Huntsville. The Alabama Fashion Alliance is hosting its first runway modeling workshop of the year designed for children ages 6 to 12. The workshop, being led by Cecilia, will focus on confidence building, runway techniques, and fun, age-appropriate modeling skills. And so can you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and your modeling journey?
Sure. Thank you so much. So I modeled professionally for about 17 years. A good portion of my career I did spend in New York. New York Fashion Week, accomplished a lot within the industry. And then when I came back home is when I got the opportunity to coach and mentor other young models. So that has been a joy and a blessing to me. Really just, not only teaching kids and young adults things within the modeling industry, but also, to find their identity in God and kind of, do things His way and not the world's way.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's amazing that you've been modeling for 17 years and how you've kind of relocated here and now you're helping spread good messages to young children too. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
And can you tell us a little bit about the runway modeling workshop for kids? What inspired you to create this? Is this the first year?
So we have done many workshops for models. We do a conference every year, different things. Usually that brings in young adults. However, we thought this year it might be fun to do one specifically for the smaller kids and adolescents. So this will be our first official workshop for kids in particular.
Yes, that's awesome. And so you wanted to create this for smaller kids the same way you did for the younger adults.
Right,
Yes.
right. It starts with the kids, and when you really get that foundation as a kid, and you can kind of learn if that's something you really are enjoying and like to do. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to invite the kids in and see who really enjoys it and who gets into it. And we're going to take 5 kids into my mentorship program, which, will go further with their career.
That's so fun. And I love that you're bringing in the little kids too, so they can, like you said, start that foundation at a younger age, and maybe it can grow into something more. And having a mentor like you who's been doing this for 17 years is going to be amazing for someone. So
absolutely.
And why do you feel like it's so important to introduce children to a modeling workshop like this?
I think a lot of times people think, oh, I have the look, I can just be a model.
Yes.
And there is a lot of skill that needs to be built upon and learned. Yes, some people do have raw talent, and that's great, but being teachable, and respectful, and knowing how to take that criticism is a big part of it as well. So I just feel that even kids or any model does need that training, runway training, and also being in front of the camera, learning how to pose, learning your angles is a big part as well.
Yes, and I love how you said that, learning how to be teachable and even like that etiquette. And what makes this workshop unique compared to like other modeling things or anything that you've done kind of in the past?
I think, it being for kids, which I work in the school system, so I'm used to working with kids, and I love to work with the kids, so I'm glad that I get to take, part of my career from both sides, the professional and the modeling, and kind of bring it into one. And, this one will be a lot more fun and kind of easygoing. It's not going to be like, it'll just be like, good job, like you're so cute, and just really an opportunity to uplift the kids and encourage them.
And helping them also just tap into something they might have not even realized they had or interest in. So I think that's great that you're helping them kind of figure out, you know, like you said, their angles, how to pose, all these great things that can help them in the long run.
Absolutely.
So, yes. And what kind of activities or lessons will the children be doing at the workshop?
Definitely a big part of it will be runway training.
Okay.
That's a part that a lot of models enjoy and like. So runway training, technique on the runway, and then also little mini photo shoot for them so they can learn how to pose and things like that. And then thirdly, you know, just general information about the industry. If a parent is interested in knowing, how do I submit my kid to an agency? What should they wear? What kind of photos should we submit? So things like that, they will be able to learn as well.
Yes, that's awesome. And so parents are able to stay and get those resources as well at the workshop?
Absolutely.
Okay, nice. And confidence building, it seems like a really big part of this event. And so how do you help kids build that inner confidence on and off the runway?
I like to share with them, you know, kind of my story and everything. Coming from a small town and always wanting to be a model, but there was nothing around me that said, like, you can do that. So encouraging them in that way, you can do it, no matter where you're from, no matter if you lack resources, if you just, you know, set your mind to it, you can do it. So really instilling that in them. And aside of that, at the end of the day, just being that encouragement and just uplifting them into who they are. You don't have to change yourself, even in the modeling industry, you know, because it's such a look at me kind of thing. But I just think that, and in my experience, when you are your true authentic self, that's when doors are really going to begin to open.
Yes, and I love that you're helping them just realize, because I know, like, from outside looking in, it seems like with modeling you have to have this certain persona, and so just showing them you can still be yourself, and like when your personality shines, I'm sure that's when your best modeling happens. So
when you're comfortable, you know?
Yes. And so for parents who may be curious, how do you like ensure the like the workshop stays fun and like age appropriate and things like that for the younger kids?
Like I said, they're definitely welcome to stay. Anybody who's a minor, they can have, you know, their parent or guardian with them. Aside of that, they can check out, you know, my social media. I do have some reels and things up of me teaching kids, one-on-one sessions and different things like that. So just being there in the moment and making sure, okay, yeah, this is good, you know, and just meeting me in person, I think people feel really comfortable, you know, and like I said, check me out, you know, online, and you'll see that I'm legit. And I'm always talking about the Lord.
Awesome.
So things like that.
It sounds like it's going to be great overall. So and you're also the founder of Inspired by Cece. So can you just share a little bit about your mission with that and what it means to mentor young people both in fashion and with faith?
Inspired by Cece is really kind of my umbrella to all the things that I do, right? I'm a stylist, I'm a model mentor, I'm an inspirational writer. So that's something you'll find on my website. It's a plethora of different things, but the message is all the same. You know, no matter what it is that you dream to do or whatever, just doing it God's way. You know, like I said, I went to New York, I did that whole lifestyle, and I thank God that I got to do that. But that was what I wanted to do, right? It took me probably about 5 years ago to really connect and align with my purpose in God. And you know, and that's deeper than just modeling. It's more so being a role model. a positive role model, I should
Yes.
say. And just really pushing people to align with him. And, you know, my story is that once I did that, doors just began to fly open, things that I didn't even dream for myself, you know, even just being here and interviewing for this wonderful class coming up. It's just a testament of his hand on my life.
Yes, and that's awesome. And I'm glad that you created something like this too that can just inspire other people and learn how to walk in their journey with God and within everything that they're doing. And so I think that's amazing that you created something like that for them.
Yeah,
so, yes.
thank you so much.
And how does your experience, I know you talked a lot about being a New York runway model, and so how does that influence the way that you teach kids and guide kids today?
I just hold a lot of knowledge and wisdom about the modeling industry. You know, a lot of people claim to, but it's like, okay, what markets have you worked in? You know, and I think, like I said, it was a blessing to work in the New York City market specifically because it's known for its really high fashion. So just holding that knowledge and being able to instill like really good high fashion experience and information into them or into any model that I coach.
Yes, and like you said, with it being such a big market, especially for fashion, it's always so helpful because now that you're in like maybe smaller markets, you already have like that bigger market experience that you can share. So I think that's so helpful in itself.
Yeah.
And what do you hope children and their families walk away with after attending this workshop?
Definitely, you know, more information about the modeling industry and how they can get started, or if they have already started, what the next step may be for them specifically. And then again, just kind of that, like, oh, I can actually follow God and be a model at the same time. You know, some people think those things are separated, but they don't have to be. So I just hope that people walk away from the class also feeling inspired in that way.
Yes, that's awesome that you're creating such a strong foundation for somebody that's young and like starting it before they even get to like that older age where maybe they would model. And so I think that's awesome. You're already implementing something good in their mind when it comes to modeling. So
Yes.
and how can parents register their kids, and are there any requirements to participate? How much is registration?
So we are wanting to take kids, you know, 6 to 12.
Okay.
Exceptions could be made to that if it's a smaller child that, you know, can take direction, they feel. Exceptions can be made to that. I do have a flyer with the QR code that we can put up for them to register. The tickets are on Eventbrite. So you can look that up, kids modeling class in Huntsville. I'm pretty sure there's not any more than one. And you'll be able to find that and register. It is $99 for the class, which is unheard of. You know, being in New York, people pay and charge thousands of dollars for this kind of training. So $99 to come in and learn. And then, like I said, you know, really assessing the kids and seeing who's really enjoying this and who's interested in coming into our mentorship program, which is free to join. And that would be where we can really train them deeper and see, you know, how far they want to go with it.
Yes, nice. So this is kind of just like a little taste of what could possibly be if they do enjoy it more. Yes, okay, awesome. And is there a deadline to register at all?
Just up until the day of the show, or the event. Sorry, I do fashion shows too. You know, but we are only wanting to take 15 kids. So, you know, with me being on this platform today, hopefully those will fill up pretty fast. So I would say if you are interested, go ahead and register right away.
Yes, awesome. And beyond this event, are there any other opportunities for continued mentorship or future workshop for kids that you may be hosting anytime this year or next year?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do a couple each year
Okay.
for different age groups. But also just finding me, you know, on social media. I do one-on-one sessions, I do consultations, whatever is needed for that person.
Okay, perfect. And where can people find you on your website, social media?
So my website is inspiredbycece.com.
Okay.
And then on social media is Inspired by Cece Marie.
Okay, perfect. And is there anything else you would like to add? Anything we maybe didn't touch on that you want to share?
I think, you know, just do it. Just register. People think about modeling and they think like, oh, is this a scam? Is this like the wrong thing?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, just register, come in, and I think that they'll really enjoy it. Their kids will really be inspired by it. We're super excited, you know, to be able to hold this and to do this. So
yes, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I know that you will be a great inspiration for these children and young adults and stuff. And I think it's very helpful too that you said that it doesn't matter if you have that skill set yet, because I think sometimes people might be intimidated. They hear modeling and they're like, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. And so I think you've created just a great foundation that will help them know that they can still participate even if they haven't had any experience. So,
exactly.
yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and so thank you so much for joining me. This sounds so exciting, and it's a wonderful opportunity that you're creating for young children in the community. So thank you for creating something like this.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And thank you all for tuning into 48 Now. The Runway Modeling Workshop for Children is happening Sunday, October 12th at the Black Umbrella Photography and Filming Studio. Kids ages 6 to 12 are invited to take part, and registration is open now on eventbrite.com. And this is just going to be a fun event for children and a great mentoring and learning opportunity. So check it out if you can. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.